My dream was to go to Paris or Hollywood. I went to Hollywood first, but then came to France later, and I'm so happy for that. Remember that what we do as filmmakers is we elevate spirits of people. We make them laugh, cry, scared, whatever it is. We serve a very important purpose.
I'm Attal. I'm an American producer in Paris. I want to welcome you all to the Deauville Film Festival.
It's a thing in America which is to think about producing green, and we've invented two tools
to try to integrate the carbon print to the production and to be able to work in better conditions, not only for the environment, but also with a better control of the cost. Debate. I introduce first Antoine de Cazotte from the PGA, but he is also the great producer. He was a producer, executive producer in the US of The Artist. And Frédéric Goldsmith is the head of the APC, which is l'Association des producteurs de cinéma.
Please welcome Paula Wagner, Eric Altmayer, and Alain Attal.
But I think it's so wonderful that these two producing organizations, the APC and the PGA, are working together, because I think there could be a tremendous synergy and connectivity of support, of mutual support, because our business is becoming more independent, because you are the maestros of independence, film, all the way back in your tradition. We have been controlled by the studios, but now producers, directors, writers, actors are becoming more independent. So why not create, which is what you're doing, an exchange so that you come to make a film in the States when you're in West Virginia, and you can get assistance from a producer, a producer who knows the ins and outs of shooting there, or vice versa, where there's a partnership formed, where there's a strength in that transcends, any organization.
What is good and what is bad in my recent adventure? Yeah, definitely many things very good. Many things because, learning a new language, not a new language, of course, of the spoken, a new language of working, a new language of a new way to work. And, first of all, I was thinking that we were the best, we knew everything, and they knew everything too, but in a different way. And I think that is very interesting for a French producer to to produce a movie over there.
It's very protective in the US, contrary of what we used to think here from Europe, that to say that America is the country of great liberalism in terms of cinema and production. It's very controlled and very protective.
I speak from, if I'm Hollywood right now, we cannot exist, and the studios know this, without the international marketplace. France is a vital territory. So to not, it's probably, what did we say earlier, 30% US, 40% US, 60% international. I mean, it has changed so radically over the years, and that the US Canada is a territory now, albeit perhaps one of the most important territories. As I say, every film has a life in Hollywood. It either begins, has a middle, or ends in Hollywood.
When you are speaking with one of our movie, even if it's a big movie with Spain or Italy or Canada, there is some amount they are okay to put it on your movie if it's in French language. If it's in US language, you put a zero more in the end of the price they offer. Definitely.
Don't we have any co-production agreement with the US? We don't have co-production agreement with the US for legal reasons, because the US state has nothing to see with cinema.
Technology has changed everything. Right now, a lot of the creativity in films in Hollywood is coming out of technology.
The core deep belief in what you do, whatever it is absolutely fundamental. And second, maybe to try to do things that have not been seen or done that much before.
Because people want community in their experience of entertainment.
God knows I love French language, but I feel there's something we could get from the French government is to understand that to defend the French language might not be the best way to defend the French cinema. If you want to make a big movie that will show beautiful pictures, you need the audience to be international. I get Spanish people understood this, English people, obviously they are lucky enough to speak English, they need the good news. And we need that. My perception is we need to make French movies who are allowed to speak English.
But the international tax rebate is completely independent of the language. I mean,
I was mentioning French institution and of the way they look at you whenever there's one English word in your movie. My book, we're lucky enough to travel worldwide, and finding myself making domestic cinema is something quite difficult. And the fact that the only movie that traveled well did not speak and was the artist, I mean, this should be something to think of.
I get you very well, and that's what I said when I said that the drawback of all these regulations is to shoot in French language. But if we start opening these to non-French language films, then we skip the cultural argument, the cultural basis that help the system to survive within the European Union. You know that every year we have to comply with a visa from the European Union to accept this regulatory system. They are actually very against because of this cultural element. So if we lose that, we lose the whole system.
So we defend this only through the idea cinema use words, which is not my perception.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
I mean, we should defend words when it comes to book. We do movies. And that's the whole perception. I mean,
on the principle, I agree with you. I mean, for me, cinema is not one language, but it's a whole legal construction, definitely. Extremely sophisticated, and we have the Union Commission against us basically with that. So it's almost what you say is.
So maybe we just need a stronger Europe.
That's true. That's very true.
I want to thank, there's so many people, Olivier René Veillon, and Hedy Zardi. I would like to thank our panel today, Eric Altmayer, Alain Attal, and Francois-Pier Pelinard, and a dear friend of mine who's been so helpful, Kat Nell. Thank you so much, at the PGA.